Hi guys, so I'm gonna be making my quarantine project. I guess I'm not on quarantine because I'm not sick, but we're social isolation. And so I've been working on a crochet blanket because I have a whole bunch of yarn that I haven't even tried to use, and it's been years. So I'm gonna do that. What you see right here, it's just a basic, I think, single crochet. Wow, I look a lot better at that, like watching it on film, than I think I do in real life. Like, I look like I have some fluidity to it. Wow, the more you know. So I just wanted to put some life updates, which some of it might seem really trivial compared to what's going on in the world, but I just think it might be fun to talk about. So today my BoxyCharm came, and then I got a surprise BoxyLux that I never got a tracking number for, so I don't know if they sent that to the wrong person. And I had two of the new member gifts, and they were like the Zoeva Contour palettes, the cream contour. I had two Hello Charmer palettes, and then I had two of the mini curling ones. And so now my roommate has one of those, and the earrings, because I didn't sign up for BoxyLux to get earrings, but hopefully she likes them. I personally think that hoop earrings make me look like I'm an imposter of a cool girl, and so I was like, there's no way in heck this will even look good on me unless I'm trying to pull a sexy move, and I don't really do that. So she now has them. And I think today my add-ons for my Boxy Charm thing are coming today, as well as my FabFitFun box. And I'm hoping that it is Fab, Fit, and Fun, because it's like my first one. Might film that. So, what's going on in my life? I guess this is the least trivial part about what I'm going to talk about, but in general, being socially distanced from everyone, not really seeing many people a day, and just sitting in my dorm, doing schoolwork and catching up on stuff before classes start back up, it's making my depression pretty sucky. And it's just you have to keep on doing little things constantly just to keep your mind off of how lonely this feels. And I feel like my depression really completely stems from being lonely. And if I have someone around me, I can mask that sense, that part of me long enough to where it's eventually it starts to feel like I'm not sad at all. And so it's just kind of I've been chilling out in my room alone, haven't seen really a human for more than 5 minutes, except for when I went to go get food or pick up my packages, or my grandpa came and dropped off my coronavirus care package full of soups and medicine and hand sanitizer. They got me, they had a big leftover bottle of hand sanitizer from when my grandma was a teacher. So I have one, and she wrote some Bible verses. I'm not particularly religious, but I really love the sentiment, and kinda wish all this wasn't going on so I could hang out with my grandma and my little cousin who's at their house right now visiting. But I don't want to accidentally be a carrier and get them really sick, because even though they don't think this is a big deal, they are the prime target. So, yeah, that's a life update. It's kind of sad, it's kind of lonely, and I remember seeing on Twitter that a whole bunch of people were talking about with mental health, that don't be surprised if there's like a spike in suicides during this time because of people who won't have access to their health care or like their mental health care. And that like wasn't even something I thought about that like people might be going through. And it really put into perspective like how one little thing can happen in the world and all of a sudden everything is different. Hopefully it gets under control, but it's just, there's going to be a lot of effects. I had to like resign from my job because there's no way I was going to be able to go the rest of the semester, and I was kind of not really wanting to do that position anymore. And now as this got worse, I realized applying to any like jobs that like I would be applicable for, it's not really an option because I would be around a lot of people that could get me sick. I don't have the best immune system. I'm kind of just rambling. Okay, so what inspired me to just make this video and just talk about things was that I was watching the Half Cousins podcast. I love Lacey and I love Georgia Harris. I don't think Georgia likes me because she never reads my comments when I'm like commenting on the podcast like chat. I don't think she likes me, but I love them. And this one was the one where they did the makeup bingo with Teresa is Dead and Emily Hanhan. I love Teresa. I don't know Emily Hanhan. Like, I haven't watched her content before, but after like seeing what she's about today, that was kind of like, I'm gonna check her out. But they were talking about how, well, they went all over the place. They went all over the place. But it was like, it kept me awake because it was really just relaxing for me. And they went on about how pretty much anyone can make it on YouTube if you have a personality. Which kind of makes me wonder, do I have a personality? And like, you have thick skin, which I don't have. I do not have thick skin. I am one of the most sensitive people on the planet. If my grandpa makes a joke that I thought was like something that was mean to like women as a whole, I start crying. Like, I don't have thick skin. But it really made me wonder, like, how many people would like do well at YouTube, but they just never try? Because that's what like they were talking about, is how some people, they just never even start because they're afraid. And that's kind of where I was. I'm not really a successful YouTuber. I mean, I don't really expect to be, but like, do people want this but never try? Are they waiting to do something? And it just kind of makes you like wonder, hey, that could have been me. I'm all over the place. I may have had a little wine while they were doing their makeup palette bingo. Or, well, their makeup release bingo. But let's think of something that's actually important. So, I haven't talked about this on my channel yet, but pretty much everyone who follows me or is subscribed to me is they're my friends in real life or like online friends. But I have a lot of betta fish. Like, I have 16 betta fish, and right now I finally got one of my tanks that I had destroyed back up and running. And so I have my newest fish, Nemo, in it. He is not a clownfish. He's actually a Nemo koi placat betta. He's super pretty. I have him in my 5.5 gallon that's now up and running, and I moved one of my slower fish into one of my 3.5s. And so now my beautiful Narcissus, he has a 5 gallon to himself. And so I'm just like, my fish, they're all getting their little happy life. I don't have any want to get a new fish, which is like the first time in a long time that I've felt that way. And they're all doing well. My oldest fish that I got last spring break, who is a Walmart rescue, who was like practically dead when I got him, he's starting to like slowly decline, which it's really hard to see that. So he had Popeye at one point, and that made him go blind in one eye, and then eventually that eye just kind of deflated and stopped working completely. And then my grandpa overfed him, so he's literally obese. And I've been doing workouts with my fish, like moving my finger around, chasing him chasing me. But now he's getting tumors on one on the side of his head, one on the middle of his body on the right side, then one by his tail, and most of his tail is starting to go. And it's really rough because he's my first fish that like I've ever owned on my own, and I I saved him from literal possible death. And seeing him go, I don't know how to handle it. And I've had a lot of betta fish die on me. They're not really the most hardy fish sometimes. They can be either super fragile or the toughest things on the planet. You can do everything right and they could still pass away within months. And I had a whole bunch who had immune system issues that they couldn't hold on much longer, or I got them from other people and they were already in their like last few weeks and they were kind of just getting old, ready to hit the bucket. And so I've lost a lot of fish. I've had to euthanize some fish because all of a sudden they declined so fast that it wasn't ethical to keep them going. But watching Caspian and knowing that I'm gonna have to say goodbye to him isn't fun. But on a positive note, my snake, the best boy ever, oh my god, they were playing music in the podcast, so I started dancing. I'm sorry for that. But my snake, he has had his second meal living with me, and he's had his second poop. I'm waiting for his next shed to happen. He's been getting a little bit angry at me, not gonna lie. He's a little feisty lately, but you know, I really love him. And I think he is a good boy. I think people really need to give snakes more credit and like just try to love them. Some of them are so sweet, like ball pythons. They're just they are the dogs of snakes. They just want to be booped. Well, they don't really want to be booped, but it's very easy to boop. And they don't really like a lot of them don't have a mean bone. I should say mean muscle in their body because they're mostly muscle. And so, yeah, just give snakes a chance. Say hi to them. My grandma has a big phobia, and I'm just like, stop it. Be nice to my snake. My snake is good. And so, just trying to convince her that, you know, she should love my snake. My snake is amazing, blah, 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 blah. Also, my best friend, he pulled a hoe move. So I thought he was coming back this Tuesday. Like, that's what he led me to believe. So I'm like, yay, my friend's gonna be back. I'm so excited. I love my friend. And then he was like, yeah, I'm coming back Tuesday. And it was Monday. And I'm like, yay, I'm gonna see him tomorrow. And then he's like, yeah, next Tuesday when school starts back up. And then I realized I was gonna be alone for another week. And Christian, if you're listening, I'm still sad about it. I miss you. This kind of sounds like one of those vlogs where like people are talking to like the thing and they're on a spaceship and they're like documenting their story before they die. This is what it sounds like, me just talking to the camera, being like, oh wow, it's going well. We're probably all gonna die, but that's not gonna happen. Okay, I'm gonna go now.